I'm Kevin Klein. You know, I get asked an awful lot what it's like to work in City Hall. And, I thought, well, that's a good question because I come from a different world than most everybody on City Council or most elected officials. I come from the private sector, the business world. And a lot of the councillors, if not all of them, have come from government positions, right? They were either an assistant to a councillor or an MLA or an MP, or they worked somewhere within the government. So they've never really been outside the government world like I have. And I thought, well, it would be interesting to share the ups and downs that we have, or that I see, working at City Hall, especially within the office of Charleswood, Tuxedo, Westwood. So I'm going to do a little daily diary. Sometimes they'll be a few minutes long, sometimes they'll be 30 seconds long, and it might be good, bad, frustration. Just going to share everything with you. I think you have a right to know. You pay me. And especially starting now is good because of the tree fiasco, where the organization took it upon themselves to cut down trees. And then we find out the city cut down some too, to make sure the house could get through. So these are things that frustrate me because I'm trying to get answers on this. I've had residents ask me about taking the wood to make things for the community. So I have to, of course, go through the CAO's office. So I sent an email to the CAO and the head of our forestry department asking about, can we get the wood for some community projects instead of just chipping it? Are we going to go after the company to pay for the damage they've done plus? And can the city forestry work with me and a group of residents because we're going to replace the trees? I'm fine using ward funding, and I have business people in the community that want to donate. But I think once we get our money from that company, or that we're going to go after that company, that should be put back into the Charleswood Tuxedo ward, or at least be put back into forestry. One or the other, right? That's what I would like to see. No answer yet. It's been days and I don't get any response. And I wish that was odd, but that's pretty normal here. Other frustrating thing is permit delays that are going on. I have a lot of residents that call that are trying to get permits approved so they can finish work at their house or their basement or put a garage up, and they've been waiting since June. One person that just wants to put a second floor in an older house, it's all, all the drawings have been done, it's gone through, stage one, and now all of a sudden they got to go through a different stage. It's just frustrating because I really want to see us serve residents. We're the public service. We have to become more customer focused. Think of the money that's not being invested into our community because they can't build their garage. They're waiting for a permit. I'll send a note saying, well, we seem to be having a lot of delays. What's going on? And I'll get a form email back. No, we turn permits around and 89% are this fast and 90% are this fast. But I don't get calls from residents saying, wow, I got my permit back in a couple of days. Hasn't happened. Maybe it's out there, but I don't get calls about that. I'm getting calls from people that have been waiting for months and months. I get calls so they're waiting for the city to come back and fix something that was done to their driveway or on their front yard that have been waiting 2 years. And I'll send it off. Well, they're on the list. Well, how big is this list? I don't get that. We go in order of receiving them or in order of importance or safety. Well, what are the parameters? Well, they don't tell you that. They tell us to call 311 and put it through that system, and then it will get put on their list. That's frustrating because you would hope that your elected official could at least get information to share with you, because you're paying for all this, of why it's going to take that long. And if it is going to take a long time, what are we doing to fix it? Nothing. I spoke to a lady this morning and her husband. They're trying to get some work done, update their home and such, and they have to replace, they found out after they started that they have to replace the water line from their house to the main sewer line, not to where the city property is. They actually have to go dig up the road and attach it to the main water line. This is another change that this council voted for in a budget. I did not. It's frustrating to see us tax people to death because that's another tax. That cost is being put on the homeowner. All of it. So the other thing is that the homeowner has to use a city-approved contractor. Well, how do you become a city-approved contractor? I don't know. They won't tell me. And here's the funny thing. So the homeowners in this instance went and got a couple of quotes, and they didn't know why they had to work with a city contractor, but so they called and they wanted to get several quotes because it can be expensive. The city contractor quoted $90,100. A different contractor quoted $17,000 to $18,000. Written quotes. How can that be so different? So I'm trying to find out what are the requirements to be an approved city contractor. Why is there such a discrepancy in the quotes? And I wouldn't have thought it was that bad if they had 4 or 5 other quotes around the $90,000 range, but they do not. They don't. So, but you have to use the city contractor. How does one get that gig? And why? So, anyways, have a great weekend. Stay safe and enjoy the nice weather. I understand it's going to be nice and warm this weekend, so have fun.